Adam, very active scene here as police have just confirmed to me that there was an officer-involved shooting within the past hour. Both the officer and the suspect have been transported to local hospitals. They say the suspect injuries are potentially life-threatening. Police have not been able to say much more than that, other than there was an altercation between the suspect and the officer. I just spoke to a group of witnesses who was standing by here, and this is just their opinion, nothing official, but they said they witnessed this man brutally assaulting an officer when, in their opinion, the officer had no choice but to shoot him. John, this massive pile of trash has been here for more than 3 weeks now. I'm actually standing in the neighbor's yard where it started to seep over into it. I've spent about 30 minutes around here today, and in that time, I've seen 4 separate people rummaging through all of this stuff looking for scrap metal or other items. You'll see a rundown car, even a boat. If we zoom in back there, you'll see that it goes all the way up to the back door. John, Stacy, both police and instructors say kids could use a little more help learning how to deal with police traffic stops. They say the goal of the class would be just to teach kids to stay calm, keep both hands on top of that steering wheel, and simply wait for law enforcement instructions. Jen, the Springfield Fire Department is out here at the Stevenson Inn investigating what exactly caused the fire earlier this morning. They say they got a call at about 7:15, and they were able to get out here quickly and actually extinguish the fire quickly, but it was too late as the woman was trapped inside and was unable to escape her room. Stacy, one of the big changes Park Police have made has been adding locks, making sure some of these huge pieces of construction equipment are locked up. That's because they've been having problems with kids sneaking into them, actually trying to start them up at night. John, the 23-year-old woman was downtown near Obed and Isaacs, near Lincoln's home around 10 o'clock at night, but she was looking at her phone to play the game. That's when police say 2 people attacked her, tackling her to the ground, punching her in the face, and stomping on her while they stole her phone. You're looking at the bent remains of a garage out here in Sawyerville in rural Macoupin County. I just talked to the sheriff. He says he wasn't sure if these destructive storms were straight line winds or a tornado, but there is a lot more damage that looks just like this. John, Stacy, I just got off the phone with the police about 10 minutes ago. They say they still have 1 armed suspect, and they're out in full force in Springfield looking for him and anyone else who might know about this situation.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm John Rieger.
And I'm Stacey Skryzak. Justifiable force. That's the ruling from the Sangamon County State's Attorney in a fatal police-involved shooting.
Now, the officer will face no charges for the death of a mentally ill man. State's Attorney John Milhiser also released the officer's body camera video so we can all see what happened in the moments leading up to that fatal encounter.
News Channel 20's Brendan Cullerton has poured through the tape tonight. And Brendan, this is not something that we normally see.
John, the video starts with what some would say is a routine police call, but this video shows why there's no such thing as a routine call. The situation escalates quickly. We do need to warn you that some of what you're about to see is hard to watch.
Why are you throwing sticks at me? Huh? What? No, I don't want to fight. Calm down.
Illinois State Police say Springfield officer John Shea was responding to a call of a man witnesses described as acting erratically in late January. The man was 27-year-old Daniel Rogers, who State's Attorney John Milhiser says had a mental illness. Shea asked him to put his hands behind his back. Rogers complied, but then started threatening Shea. The video shows Rogers striking Shea. The state's attorney's office says the officer suffered several broken bones in his face and got a concussion. The camera flies to the ground during the fight. Soon after, 8 gunshots. State police say they all hit Rogers. The state's attorney says the shooting was justified.
A police officer is only justified in using force likely to cause death or great bodily harm when he reasonably believes that that force is necessary to prevent death or great bodily harm.
The state's attorney's office determined Officer Shea could reasonably believe Rogers was going to kill him based on the video and witness statements.
There were eyewitnesses, and also in Officer Shea's own statement, he indicates that Daniel Rogers was attempting to remove his weapon, attempting disarmament, reaching for his duty belt. That is both Officer Shea's statement and eyewitnesses at the scene.
Milhiser says Rogers' mental illness had no effect on the investigation.
That is a question we should have, a question we should answer, and those are conversations that we've been having even before this happened. How do we deal with the mentally ill in our community? But for purposes of this review and investigation by the state police, it was specifically with the situation that this officer found himself in. Based on the evidence, should criminal charges be filed against him, or was this a justifiable use of force?
The Springfield Police Department did release a statement today on this decision. They wanted to thank the public for their patience and support during this police investigation. They also say their thoughts and prayers go out to the Rogers family. Officer Shea remains on leave. He's recovering from his injuries. Reporting live in Springfield, Brendan Cullerton, News Channel 20.
Thank you for joining us. I'm John Rieger.
And I'm Stacey Skryzak. Tonight, the Springfield mother speaks out after saving 2 of her children in that apartment fire, but losing her third.
In tonight's top story, News Channel 20's Brendan Cullerton brings us the latest on the fire investigation and shows you how you can help the family through this tragedy.
John, Stacy, Allie Wilcoxon is still here in the burn unit of Memorial Medical Center, recovering from injuries she suffered trying to save her children. The family now has no possessions and is reaching out to the community for help to pay for funeral arrangements of 3-year-old Haley, who was tragically killed in that fire. Friends and family visited Allie Wilcoxon on Wednesday morning as she tries to recover from second-degree burns. The memory of Monday's tragic fire still fresh in her mind.
I just remember waking up and there was flames everywhere.
The front door was blocked by flames. Allie needed to act quickly.
The heroic efforts of the mom in this situation shifted toward Plan B, and she was able to thankfully get 2 of the children out a window.
But 3-year-old Haley was still trapped.
And by the time I went to pick Haley up, I dropped her, and then it was too smoky. She was trying to find me. She was screaming my name.
Allie's 2 other children were released from the hospital after treatment for minor injuries, saved by their mother.
I didn't save her. When it was screaming my name, I didn't save her.
The exact cause of the fire is still under investigation, but it has been ruled an accident. The Springfield Fire Department is looking into why no smoke detectors were found in the home.
If there's one take-home message from this tragic incident that happened in Springfield this week, it's the need for working smoke detectors in every home.
Friends and family have set up a GoFundMe account to help the family find a new place to live and to help pay for little Haley's funeral.
If you ever wanted someone to just give you a hug, that's who she was. She would always sit down and lay down with you just because she wanted to be with you. I mean, she was a perfect little girl.
You can find a link to that GoFundMe page on our website, newschannel20.com, and we will keep you updated on the latest in the investigation into that fire. Reporting live in Springfield, Brendan Cullerton, News Channel 20.
A Springfield program aimed at giving former criminals and displaced workers a chance to start a career is expanding. News Channel 20's Brendan Cullerton live at one of the organization's recent construction projects with how it works. Brendan?
Stacy, it starts with a grant-funded training program to give people construction skills, and if they work hard enough, they get to move on to the for-profit Bone LLC, where they work on projects like this one that they just completed. It's full-time union work with benefits, and 75% of the people who make it had to overcome a criminal history. LaShawn Wilson says he was having trouble finding work after serving 20 years in state prison for murder.
You have to get out and be determined not to go back, because the criminal element thinking, the criminal way of thinking, always comes back to an individual that's find themselves in a position that's struggling.
That's where Capital Township comes in. It's a training program that gives people like Wilson a second chance, and they partner with local unions and companies like Calvin Pitt's Bone LLC to place workers when training is over.
Our focus is not what you've done. Our focus is what you want to do. And we help guys, and it's been proven that we have gentlemen that was not allowed opportunity in other areas. They are certainly excelling.
Like Kenneth McGraw, who has graduated to Bone LLC as a union laborer, making $50 an hour after about a year of training. Years ago, he couldn't find any work living in Chicago.
Oh, it helped me tremendously. It helped in every area of my life. Mr. Pitts put a lot of confidence in me. Nobody did that in Chicago. Gave me a chance.
Pitt says it can be hard to get that chance after serving jail time or having an employment gap, but if someone is willing to work hard, he'll give them a chance.
Nobody ever gave me an opportunity, like I said, but when I did go down to the Capital Township, I mean, it was almost like it was waiting for me. You know, it was an opportunity that was waiting for me. And then again, I'm almost thankful that the jobs didn't call me because I wouldn't be where I am today.
Pitt says this program is getting larger and they will soon open a new training site to give people more construction skills. We'll have information on how to get involved in the program on our website. That's newschannel20.com. Reporting live in Springfield, Brendan Cullerton, News Channel 20.